Hello and good evening, everyone. Welcome in. I am Tiffany Matthias, One True Phoenix, and welcome to episode 2 of Tea Time with Phoenix. Tonight, I have a very special guest who will be joining me for tonight's episode. But how is everybody doing today? Who's here with me this evening? Drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know how you're feeling. What's your vibe? Did you just happen upon this? Did you get tagged in it? How did you end up here? Tell me how you're feeling. Me, I'm feeling a little bit rejuvenated, but I'm also feeling tired. You know, that circadian rhythm thing that they're talking about with the daylight savings and everything like that. I don't get it. Is it daylight savings on? Is it daylight savings off? I just need them to stop. It's too confusing. I don't think it's relevant now. But tonight I have a very special guest who's joining me tonight. We are going to be discussing entrepreneurship, and particularly with Black women, because it is March. It is Women's History Month. And here at the Hustle and Shine podcast, we are giving all the tribute and giving all the flowers to Black women and the contributions that they give to society. So tonight's episode is entitled, "We Don't Need a Seat at Your Table, The Rise of the Black Female Entrepreneur." And this comes from a quote from Shirley Chisholm. If you were here with us last week when we did our Diamond Heist, Shirley Chisholm was one of our women kings that we gave homage to. And Shirley is quoted as saying, if they don't give you a seat at the table, you bring a folding chair. And I think Black women have taken that mantra, that saying, and we took off with it. We no longer want a seat at your table or their table or whoever's table. We're out here building our own tables. We're out here creating our own businesses, our own networks. And that's just what we're doing. And while preparing for this episode, I had to do my research, So I came across an article that said, Black women entrepreneurs are the fastest growing demographic in the United States. So that means more businesses are started entrepreneurial style by Black women. 42%. Black women also represent 42% of all women-owned businesses. So now when you think about it and it's just women-owned businesses, and you think about all of the demographics that are in there, Asian, Latino, Caucasian, all the Black women make up 42%. All right? So that means the remainder, they got to split that up amongst them. But we came and we took a big chunk of that. But the last stat, in fact, that I want to give you this evening has to do with the success rate of these businesses. And it says only 3% of Black women are running mature businesses. And a mature business is a business that has been up and going for at least 5 years. So there's a lot of information that I dropped in there. I want to prepare you all to meet one of these phenomenal Black entrepreneurial women. She has had her business going for some time now. I've known her now 10 years, and I think the entire 10 years she has been building this business. So I'm going to be bringing out Tiffany Mack of 9 O'Clock Tea Party. So everyone, please clap it up. Let's add Tiffany to the stream. And here she is. Yeah. There you go. You were muted, darling. So, hey.
Oh, hey. Look, I got so excited.
I told her I was going to do that. So let me tell you about Miss Mack here. Miss Mack is a mother. She is a full-time, I know she works in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
She works in production.
Yes.
She's a full-time production coordinator or something like that.
Senior production manager.
Oh, I'm sorry, senior. She said put some respect on her title. Senior production coordinator. She is also a wife and a mother. And as I said, she is the founder of 9 O'Clock Tea Party, which is a custom designer, high-end designer eyewear line. Can y'all take a tip? Can Can you please come into the camera so the people can see?
Wait,
Yes, she did that. She made those right
I
there.
did. I
Yes.
did. You know what's crazy? I actually did these today during lunch in the office.
On her lunch break, she sat there and crafted up some art.
I
Like,
have to like utilize my time properly.
you have to wear all of those hats that you wear, white. But and aren't you like? I feel like I'm missing some other things. Aren't you also in like finances with your mom there doing?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of different things. Okay, so I'm Miss 9 O'Clock Tea Party. Besides the custom eyewear brand, which is 9 O'Clock Tea Party, um, I also have the NTP, the Hustle brand apparel, which I just started.
Mhm.
I also do financial services. Me and my mom are partners with getting people more information and getting them more services in reference to life insurance, savings accounts, IRAs, things of that nature, because we make money, let's save it, let's put it in good places besides just spending it. And besides that, I also have event planning and an event consulting business. I think
Okay.
that's it. I think that's it.
She said she think that's it.
I
You know,
think
remember back in the 90s in Living Color and they used to do the Hey Ma
the
skit? It was like a butcher
Heyman.
they could,
I know.
without trying to ruffle no feathers, people be like, is she Jamaican? Nah, she
Right.
American.
It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. You know what it is? It was one of those things where just being a creative person just kind of put me in different
Mhm.
areas. So it kind of worked out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna jump right into these questions and then we're gonna see who's in the space with us. What separates you and 9 O'Clock Tea Party and your other brands from any other similar product and line in the industry? Besides the fact that you can craft it in your lunch break.
But okay, one thing that definitely separates me, in my own opinion, and maybe others, is that I create these designs myself.
Mhm.
Literally in my home. I have not yet had a space, a workspace. I haven't had any collaborators. I haven't had any manufacturers design them for me. Well, I have had that in the past, but a lot of these I pretty much create and design myself by my hand. So that I think sets me apart, because mass production, you look like everyone else. It's cheaper for them to buy. They sell it for cheaper than what my stuff is. So, it's easier for them to probably sell, but I give you the individuality. I give you the creativity. I give you the customizations.
Right. It's like and I've been in spaces where your eyewear is at pop-up shops and stuff like that. And very rarely have I ever seen anything that's a duplicate. Like it might
Yeah.
be like a similar style, but
Right.
never is it the exact same thing over
Because
and
they
over.
definitely stole my design. So we're gonna put this out there, because I've been doing business for 8 years this year, I think, around there somewhere. And they've definitely been stealing and mass producing. That's the way fashion goes. So you might see some other stuff out there, but there's really nothing like the authentic one, the original ones, things like that. They might have some regular schmegula stuff, but nothing, 9 O'Clock Tea Party. So it's a fact.
And I remember us having a conversation in which we were discussing pricing and you was like, yeah, of course you might find something similar on Etsy or
Right.
Shein or one of those, but they're using rhinestones. And I think you say you use Swarovski crystals. And
Swarovski.
listen, don't be messing with my speech impediment.
Swarovski crystals. Yes.
Okay.
A majority, when I first came out, that was like my thing. Like I was using some generic stuff. But then once I was like, all right, this is what I'm going to do. Legit, that's all I used. I only used Swarovski. Why? Because those stones are so dope. Like they literally are cut in basically like 100 different ways. So they shine bright like a diamond. Hello. And right, they shine bright like a diamond. Any light is gonna hit. Doesn't matter which direction it's coming from, whether it's dark, whether you're in a club, some type of light is gonna hit these stones. And that's what made me use them to help me stand apart. So of course that's why my price is like, a little more too.
All right. So we have a couple of comments that have dropped. I see you got somebody in the background trying to pull your people in, so they better hurry up and join us. But we have One of our fellow diamond writers here, Miss Jess Newman. She says, "Hello, Miss Mack. Welcome to Hustle and Shine."
Thank
Listen,
you.
she's one of the original hustle and shiners. I tell you, you heard her list of things that she does. So we say she's a mother. She's a
Oh
mother of
God.
2 beautiful daughters. What role do they play in your organization?
Nothing. No. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. It's not like I'm doing this for them. So at the end of the day, it's not like it's just I don't want them to be a part of it. But it's one of those things where you have to know your children.
Mm-hmm.
I've raised princesses. Me and my husband have raised princesses. It's what it is. So sometimes when you give them a task, it's not going to be executed the way that you want to and things like that. So hopefully they grow into, hey, I want to be a part of your business and actually give the effort. But
Mm-hmm.
right now, they're just my inspiration. They don't really have a role besides inspiring me to be great. And that's really cheesy, but that's what it is.
Well, I'm gonna call you a fibber on that because you
What?
recently did a photo shoot, and I could have sworn I seen you
Oh, well,
dressed
does
up
that
in you
count?
as models.
Well, that's because, again, she's a princess. She can get in front of the camera. She ain't helping me. Like, what?
She building her own brand, huh?
That point, she didn't, because you know what? She was one of my original models, right? Because she
Yes.
does take great pictures. And she didn't get her hair done because she had her own personal little photo shoot happening. It was going to be too early, all this little princess stuff. So, but as the photo shoot was going on and the vibes was there, like we had a great time and great pictures. Then she was like, oh, I can throw on one of those vendors' fedoras and then XYZ, XYZ. And then, we had some makeup on the set and she wound up
Mm-hmm.
jumping in and being a model. So,
Wait.
yeah.
So she just created her own little photo shoot just because she was there. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Pretty
love
much.
me some Shay.
And her shots came out really good. Like, it was really good. But yeah, I mean, you know what? And I also can say, they do help out when I have events. They are my helpers. When I do pop-up shops, whether I throw my own events, because I do throw my own events, um, even in event planning business, when I need extra hands to set up tables and set up pieces, stuff like that. So yes, they are very much helpers in that aspect of the business. So yes, I'm a fibber. They do help. They do, yes.
All right, that's right. Princesses or not, they better you better
They
stop
do.
playing.
They do. They do. They do. I'll
All
take it back.
right.
I'll take it back.
All right. Thank you. All right. So let's get back to the business aspect, right?
Yeah.
So okay, you get inspired, you create, and bibbity boppity boop, you make something, right?
Right.
But people have also reached out to you to, with some inspiration of their own and be like, can you design this? What's the craziest thing somebody's ever asked you to try and make for them? And that could be whether it's, accessories in the eyewear or because you also had the
Mhm.
fedoras at one point in time.
Yeah, I was hopping around. Um, I don't. As far as because listen, I get some crazy stuff. A 9 o'clock tea party customer is a different customer, but that's also my fault because I made it a customized business. So
Mhm.
when you make it a customized business, you kind of put yourself in this box to do that. But as far as designs, I don't think it was anything crazy that I was like, what is that? I think more of my like networking things were more crazier than actual design. Like, I'm networking and I'm out and about and stuff like that. And it was this one guy who saw my glasses on me and this, that, and the third. We exchanged information. He was here for an optical convention at the Javits Center, everything. And he was like, yeah, I got this, I got this. Long story short, we talked for a while. And then he's just like, at the end of the day, yeah, you're great and all, but I really just wanted you. I don't really care about the eyewear. What?
Okay.
Right, like, like those are the things that are crazy in the business. Like with me, it's just you get these weird people you come across. But as far as the designs, I haven't really had anything that's pissed me off. Really,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's and the whole comment about him approaching you and he's this, that, next to another and presenting all of this, and then it's like I wasn't really into the classes, I was into you. That speaks to something that our Mel was talking about when she was speaking on being a black woman in a male dominated industry and how You know,
Mhm.
you got to play up the assets. You got to do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, it's all about your brains and your brand and what it is that you bring. Because a lot of times, all they sitting there trying to do is like
Right.
getting
Well,
your
in
panties.
our age, they be macking to you because you know we're low. They be trying to mac, they be trying to spit their game. You know what it is? But it was crazy because he actually was in the industry, like he, and it was just like, okay, I can get a little break. Okay, we conveniently, I was out at dinner by the Javits Center, him and his friends. So it's not like he was lying. The business card, the email signature, everything matched. But you wasn't really trying to help me. Like, that's crazy, that people would do stuff like that, but it happens every day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it was really unfortunate, but it was like, all right, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple of more comments coming in here. So here we go. Shell Mack is back. She said, Miss Mack, I love the eyewear. Yes.
Thank you. No,
Sierra says,
literally made these today at lunch.
she says you're cute. LOL sounds like a natural. Talking
Oh,
about Shay. She really is a beautiful young lady. You're doing an excellent job.
thank you.
All
I'm so
right.
excited.
All right. So I got a couple more questions for you here. Let me open up the notes. Again, being very
Okay.
professional here. What hiccups have you experienced as an entrepreneur, and what did you learn from that experience? Like, what did it teach you about yourself?
This is an awesome question because literally, like I said, I've been doing this for about 8 years or so now. But last year, not the pandemic, 2022 was like a lot hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, I make glasses, right? So summertime, that's my vibe. That's my biggest times, during like vacation season, spring break, like those are big times for me. Literally, I was in a rut. I was unmotivated. I couldn't design. I had a designer's block. Like all types of stuff was going on. Why? Because I don't know what triggered it, but I kept seeing all these people who literally copied me or whatever the case is winning. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, we got them Leo personalities, right? So everything about me is that I'm that girl. I am that girl. I know I'm that girl, right? But for some reason, last year, from like spring to like maybe almost the end of the year, I could not get it together. I did not come into my area. I did not design. I did not do anything. I didn't buy any merch. I didn't do anything because I kept feeling defeated, but in my head. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody said that to me. So it was one of those things where we have to realize the market is big and whatever it is, 100, not 100, but let's say 2 to 5, 12 people is making the same thing, right? Somewhere. So we get in our head sometime like, wow, you listen to them followers, they got this amount of followers or they sell out in the first week or whatever it is. And we have to learn that one, there's money out there for everybody. You got to put the time in, which I've been doing, but you just have to continue to just push. You got to continue to make yourself relevant. You know what I'm saying? I just had to keep telling myself that. But I was just like, I'm unmotivated. Like this, it was really, and I've never experienced that before.
Mm-hmm.
And that during last year, I was just like, I don't want to do this right now. And I literally didn't. And it was just what made me want to do it again was when I established the 9TP, the Hustle Brand apparel line, which I
Mm-hmm.
just established last year, September, I think. And I think it gave me another thing to do. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Because when I was a teenager, I had a business called Twisted Senses. And
Mm-hmm.
basically I was an upcycler. Before everybody was upcycling, I was upcycling. So it kind of like me on YouTube or whatever else kind of brought me back to doing certain things. And I think with launching the Hustle brand made me be like, oh, this is easy. Like, get it together. Like, like, and that type of thing. So that was like the hump, the downfall, and then the inspiration during my time of being me.
I thank you for that authentic share because if we got caught up in the social media aspect behind being an entrepreneur, now, first of all, it's so funny. It's like, all I want to do is create, but now I got to create and I got to make reels and I
I
got
gotta
to
do
make TikToks.
content. I
I got
gotta do this. I gotta
I got
post
to be better.
pictures. It's
It's
ridiculous.
very draining.
It
And
is.
so for you to say, you know what, there was a point in time where I was feeling defeated. Nobody told me that I wasn't doing it, but
Right.
I took a look at what it was that I wanted to do and I was feeling defeated. And you were honest with yourself about that, and you allowed yourself to be human, and then
Yeah.
you like recalibrated and reset yourself. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna say my little teacup for tonight came from that launch.
Yay, that was a good time. Stay
It
tuned
really
for the next
was.
one. Stay tuned for the next one. A Hustlers Tea Party Part 2.
It really was. And the drinks, those signature drinks that you had for
It was
each
a good
one, like
time.
like the hustle teeny or whatever they want.
What
Listen,
did
they
I have? The hustle side, no, side hustle, which is a
hmm
play on the sidecar. The
hmm
hustle mule, which is like a Moscow mule, and then the hustle teeny or something, right? I think
yeah.
that's what it was.
I was drinking them all. Because when I support, I fully support.
High five. Boop.
Let's go.
Let's go. Anybody, if y'all ever see me after this, if you see me, that's my call. Let's go all day.
Yes, it does. Because she's not cheering herself, she's cheering you on too. Like
Yeah.
everybody, there's time and space for everybody to
Yes,
shine.
there's money out here for everybody.
Yes. All right. Little known secret. She was the one that was putting the seed in my head and my heart like six,
Oh,
7 years ago about I needed to get on my grind and set up my LLCs for the things that I wanted to do. And you had that vision board party, and I definitely walked out like
oh
feeling like
yes.
I could do this.
I forgot
And
about that party. That was a good time.
yeah, it was a good time.
It was a good time. But you
All
know
right.
what it is? It's this one little thing, like you've been on the financial Zooms and stuff, but we take this in all aspects of each business. And I literally coach. Oh, I forgot that. I do business. I said business consultant. I do that too.
You said financial.
But
Yeah.
I do business consulting as well for entrepreneurs. So sorry. But I was coaching someone earlier and I told them, and I send these blasts out all the time, make sure you dedicate your 15 minutes.
hmm
15 minutes. You know how they have that saying, everybody got the same 24 hours? Well, it
Yeah,
might not everybody have the same, but we all have 24 hours. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So in those 24 hours, try to, when you starting to just get your life together, get your stuff together, get your business together, 15 minutes to dedicate to business, personal, spiritual, mental, anything will help. Get your notebook, get your notes in your phone, 15 minutes. And remember, I was telling you that. Walk out the house, go to the park, do something, and just write. Just
Yeah,
do something, outside of the normal to get your mind ready for what's about to come because it's about to go down. You know what I'm saying? So,
definitely. All right, so we got a couple more questions here before the time closes
all right, I'm
out.
ready.
Oh,
Okay.
see, well, you already
I'm
answered
not
it.
going to keep checking no more. Go ahead.
The next question was, what words of advice do you have for a woman who's watching us right now,
Boom.
thinking of becoming an
Check. 15 minutes. Check. No.
All right, so here we go. Tell the audience how they reach you or purchase your merchandise. So I know you have a website. I know you have,
All right.
your
So
social
I
media
have,
platforms.
yeah, I got social media on Instagram and Facebook. It's 9 o'clock Tea Party. Just saying what you see my name. It's TEE. It's a play on words. How did that come about? Really quick. Me and my sister started a business umpteen years ago, and I was business, she was design. Both of our names start with T. We're 9 years apart. O'clock and Tea Party. I can't really tell you how that happened, but I think we were like somewhere trying to figure out a name. We were at a party, family function, and that's where 9 o'clock Tea Party came from. So that was a little um, so yeah, all of my social medias are the number 9 o'clock TEE party on Instagram and on Facebook. I'm coming into Twitter. I might have my assistant do that, which is my sister. And then 9 o'clock teaparty.com. So not an org, not anything else, is a .com. And you can see everything. I do email blasts. Please sign up when I have new stuff happening, when I have event happenings. So definitely go on the website and sign up on the email blast or follow me on those because I'm posting all day these days. Everyone's about to be sick of me. What's the TikTok noise? Prepare to be
Prepare to be
sick of me. Sick of me. No. So yeah, I'm posting and I'm trying to get into all the content. Oh, another thing, my youngest daughter does help me with my content. So I take it back. They do actually help.
See?
All right.
Get
they're
a
good
girl
girls.
their flowers.
You're right. You're right. So yeah, so 9 o'clock tea party everywhere. The name is the same. If you Google it, it will come up and everything will be there.
All right. So I got a little shameless plug coming here. Where can the people find you next? Where you gonna
Ooh,
be
let me
jumping
see.
at?
What?
Is it gonna
Oh.
be at? Where's it gonna be at?
We going to ATL?
We going to Atlanta. That's right.
ATL!
Going to Atlanta. Yes, 9 o'clock tea party. Custom eyewear will be at the Diamond Standard. So you better get them tickets so that you
Yes,
can
let's
be.
go.
Listen,
I'm gonna
if
make
this
it a lituation. So if they not lit like me, it's about to be lit like me.
yes, yes. Matter of fact, we got a collab because I was trying to when we were up here in Brooklyn last year, I was trying to get a whole little collab between the Diamond Writers and 9 o'clock tea
I
party that we
know.
could do a photo shoot, in your
Right.
glasses. But respectfully, there was some conflict there, and you weren't able to attend the
I
event.
know it's a whole lot going on.
I got you this time. I
I
know
know it's a whole lot going on, but I'm gonna throw some glasses on everybody. We go to a whole bunch this time around.
exactly. So yes. So for those of you who are looking to speak with Miss Mack, find out where she's gonna be. She said her social media handle. She gave her website, and she's also gonna be at the Diamond Standard on May 21st.
Yeah. And the
With her
Hustlers Tea Party is coming up too, so we out for that as well. But if if you follow me, you'll know.
exactly. So you have to go and follow her. So.
Right.
Any parting words, or so we usually wrap up with a gem drop, and you done dropped a couple of them throughout the
I think
night.
I gave you all my juice.
Now I think you got one more in you.
Um, this is gonna sound really cheesy. I know. I'm old. One thing I'll just keep saying is don't force anything. Everybody wants to be successful. They want to make extra money. Everybody, but don't force something. Love what you do. Find something that you're going to enjoy doing because no one wants that's like going to a job that you don't like just because you like the money. Just literally find something. If you want to get into entrepreneurship, the word, then find something that you like and build off of that. Take your time, do the right steps, and it's all the way up from there.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for joining us this evening. I'm gonna send
Thank
you
you for having me. This was fun.
now. Yes, I'm gonna send you backstage for now, and then you and I will chop it up in a debrief
Okie
afterwards.
dokie.
But yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for
Thank you for
sharing your
having
story
me.
with us. All right. Here you go, to the back you go. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening and welcoming Miss Mack here. See, I'm keep calling her Miss Mack, because when I was introduced to her, I was told her name was Mack, and then I found out her name was Tiffany. And so, like, she never answers to Tiffany. She answers to Mack, and I love it. Thank you for welcoming Mack here with open arms and dropping all the diamonds and gems to celebrate her. And I just want to share something. My gem drop for this evening actually comes from a TikToker and coach, Miss Nikki Valentine. While she was making glasses on her lunch break, I was scrolling TikTok for inspiration. But she said, don't hold up the line. There is someone who is waiting for you to show up so that they can benefit for what you have to offer. And like I said, I've known Mac now 10 years. About 8 of those years, she has been like, you need to write, you're creative, you need to do these things here. And she was one of those voices who inspired me to fill my cup, to go for what I do now in podcasting and being a content creator and being a writer. So there's somebody who, because Mac, because Mac inspired me, has me in a place where I can inspire someone else. So if you have an idea, if you have an artistry that you want to share, that you know the world needs, you sing, you dance, you write poetry, you whatever it is that you do, whatever your purpose is, live it intentionally, live it on purpose, because somebody is watching and you are going to be the inspiration for them to be great as well. This has been Tiffany Matthias, the one true Phoenix. This has been episode 2 of Tea Time with Phoenix. And don't forget to go to www.diamondwriters.com/events. Get your tickets to the Diamond Standard happening in Atlanta on May 21st. And until next week, don't forget to hustle and shine.